Welcome back to UK Knowledge Guru. In this video, I will guide you how to become an immigration advisor. Recently, someone sent me an email. I am interested in becoming an immigration advisor, consultant, and would appreciate your support in determining which course I should study. I have looked into OISC for immigration advisors. I would be grateful if you could do advice and support me, etc. So for that, we will first go on gov.uk website. The only genuine website. How to become a regulated immigration advisor. Search that in your search section. This page will come up. It's always better that you look for the updated guidance. This guidance was updated in 2022 October. What do we mean by OISC? Office of the Immigration Services Commissioner. That's what it means. This page, divide this page in three sections. One, how to become regulated immigration advisor. Second, competence assessment, we will discuss that, and third, application form. So if I click on this, it will take me to the page where it explains me what is immigration advisor. Immigration advisor provide advice and services, mainly claims for asylum, application for NT clearance, immigration, employment document, nationality, citizenship, residence, etc. So this is the list of it. Okay. Now you need to be fit and competent to become an immigration advisor. So the definition for immigration advisor fitness is the likelihood of the compliance with OISC, a history of honesty and legal compliance. There will be a DBS check as well for you. A history of financial, like you don't have, like you're never breaking any rule or anything. Then if you go down, this will explain you apply for the correct level. So this guidance is for the, so if I take you up again, I'll show you, it says it's for the level 1 guidance. So level 1, what do we mean by that? Applying for the correct level. There are 3 levels. Level 1, basic immigration advice within the immigration rule. Level 2, more complex casework. Level 3, appeals. The 3 levels have different fees as well. So you need to decide, you need to judge what level you are. If you're starting from scratch, it's level 1. Providing immigration advice at more than level 1. That's this thing. So now I'll show you the fees. So this is the application process. Like I said, for that you need to do the DBS check. Enhanced DBS you probably go for. The application fees for level 1 is 733. Application fees for 2 and 3 is 2232. 2 and 5 is 2500. 3 and 2 and 3 is 3000 pounds. This is the application fees. You can send them through the payment as well. Now let's see the assessment. Okay, the syllabus and all that stuff. So competence assessment, that's what it will explain you over here. To view the syllabus for different level and categories, choose level 1 immigration syllabus. So if we click on this level 1 immigration syllabus, it will show us what do we have in this. This topic covers immigration law, asylum and protection, nationality, appeals, ethics, essential skills and abilities. Further on, I'll show you the sample paper as well. So if I click on this, this tells me immigration law, details, learning objective, like what you will be learning in this. So I won't go in detail of this page, but I can put the link in the description if you wanted to get to that page straight away. Okay. So for example, if we pick up ethics, knowledge of professional and ethical practices in the provision of immigration advice and services. Knowledge of the principle which define OISC level 1 work and awardness of work. What is restricted to advisor registered at a higher level which should be referred and signal post, etc. So this is the guidance for that. Now let's see the assessment. For that we will go OISC competence assessment page. You have all the details. Again, it's on the gov.uk website. You get these links on the right side. That's where you get the related links. So we will open one sample paper for your guidance. So this is immigration sample assessment for level 1. If I click on this, it will give me the sample paper. I can open any sample paper. Let's open this one. So this was OISC level 1 assessment, March 2021. You have 1 hour, 15 minutes to complete this exam. And the examination is open book. You may refer to materials such as OISC Exam resource book, published tax, etc. Please note there is only one correct answer. Let's do one or few sample questions. Let's do the first one. A child who seeks to enter the UK to join a parent who has limited leave as a partner will need to meet the requirement in Part 8 of the Immigration Rules, Appendix KOLL, Article 8, Appendix FM. Now, assume you don't know these things. There is no way you can pass this. And assume you don't have the knowledge of these things. You won't go through the books at that time. Your client, French national, has been living and working in the UK for 2 years. They want to know whether they have permission to live in the UK. You will advise them. They can remain in the UK but must apply for limited leave to remain. They can leave the UK and apply for registration certificate since this. They can remain in the UK. So these are the questions you get. So if you know the law, if you know the rule, then you can answer these questions. Let's do one more last question. Your client has been granted entry clearance under a startup rules. Okay. Subject to meeting the other requirement when they can qualify for settlement on this route. In 5 years, in 3 years, in 2 years, they cannot qualify for settlement. So this is how you will do the assessment. Now, part 2, you have the scenario based question. So that was the part 1. Now you have a part 2. In this, the total score of this is 31 marks. Okay. And the following test consists of scenario based question and last for 1 hour, 15 minutes. Your instructions, so this is the instructions provided and this is the question. And that's how so they will provide you the question and you will do the assessment according to it. Level 1 assessment, March 2001, model answer. This is the model answer they have created for the above questions and answers, which we have just discussed. Okay. Now, let's discuss how to apply. So on gov.uk, again, new advisor application and competence statement. I'll put this link in the description as well, so you don't need to worry about. So this is the form you need to fill. So you go down, you have new advisor application and competence statement. You click on this and this form will open. I'll zoom out so you can see OISC new advisor application and competence statement. The first section is personal details. You will provide all your personal details. Second section is new advisor application. So when you filling this up, you will have level 1, level 2, level 3. You put the requirements over here, like, you tick them, all of them according to your criteria. Proof of right to work, which is mandatory. If I zoom in, I'll show you. You will need to prove your right to work in the UK to the OISC. If you are a British citizen, you can prove by your passport, etc. Your passport or passport card can be current or expired. If you do not have a passport, you can further inform. So you need to provide right to work to an employer. Okay. Language requirement, English is mandatory. It clearly says advisor who failed to show that they are able to communicate and clearly and accurately in English may have their application refused. So if you fail to provide that proof of English, your application won't be accepted. Experience, detail of experience in the field of UK immigration advice and services. Someone recently contacted me from India. They were working there as a magistrate and wanted to start UK. So you need to go through all this. Okay. So when we talk about level 1 advisors, I'll show this in detail. Should normally have at least 3 months full-time or equivalent part-time experience of providing UK immigration advice and services, or 6 months full-time or equivalent part-time experience of non-immigration advice such as welfare, debt, housing, legal, etc., along with an up-to-date training course in immigration law which covers each area of work you are applying for. The training should be undertaken with a professional training organization. It is not sufficient for advisors to have completed their own application to the Home Office or application of a few friends and family. So this is what they say. You need to have some experience and then you can apply for level 1 advisor. I won't go in detail for level 2 advisor, level 3, because obviously people who are applying for level 2 and 3, they know what they are doing. Employment history, training and qualification. So this is where they will explain you what qualification, what training do you actually have. Training and qualification, so you provide all the details over here. Other relevant qualifications you provide over here, declarations, etc., etc. This is how you will fill the form. Okay, declarations again, and then you will sign and you will submit. Once you have filled the application, you need to send it to this email address, info@oisc.gov.uk. The only genuine website, gov.uk. It clearly says over here, if you do not hear from us within 10 working days, please contact us via this email again. And so once you have completed this form, please send it to this email address. Now, how to appear in the assessment. So over here, you can see this link, OISC Online Competence Assessment Dates. I click on this, and if I open this, these are the dates coming up. Proposed online assessment dates until December 2024. Assessment start time, 10 a.m. So 25th of January, 28th of February. So these are the level 1. You can see that. Okay. So currently we are in August. So we have on 28th of August, level 1. We have 26th of September, 31st of October, 27th November, and 19th December for level 1. So these are the dates for the assessment. If you wanted to, I'll put this link again in the description, but if you want, you can search OISC Online Competence Assessment Dates. Let's discuss the last part, OISC Online Competence Assessment Process. What's the process? So again, I'll put this link in the description. You go on this page. It clearly says before the assessment, onboarding and invitation, requirement, which we just discussed. I'll go again quickly. The level 1 assessment has 2 sections. Section 1 consists of 20 multiple choice question, and section 2 consists of scenario based question requiring written answers. If an applicant passes both sections, they will pass the assessment overall. The pass mark of the level 1 OIC assessment is 60%, and candidates have 1 attempt per application in which to pass their assessment. This is for level 2, this is for level 3. Sample paper I have just showed you. Prepare to set the online exam on the day. I have already discussed that to you. Acceptable photographic ID, resource document. So I have showed you the books, all the links are there. So they have also provided, like, you know, on this website, you have the resource books and everything, where you have to study. You don't need to go anywhere. Everything is provided on gov.uk. Results of the assessment, next step, and reset. If you have passed the assessment, in that case, the OIC will continue to consider your application for regulation, the one which we just showed you. Please remember that the competence test is just one factor that the OIC consider when deciding an application for regulation. Passing the test does not mean that you are authorized to provide immigration advice and services, and you should wait for formal authorization. Okay? If you have not passed the assessment, level 1, I'll discuss this. I'll show you a video that if you are not an immigration advisor, what will be the consequences? I'll show you that in a minute. If you have not passed the assessment, level 1, so in the same application, you can't do that. It clearly says if you failed their level 1 test, then their application for regulation will be refused. You will be contacted by OIC in due course. You will not be permitted to reset an assessment again as part of the application currently under consideration. Okay. So that same application you can't do. A new application may be required, the payment of the new application fee. So you pay again and you go through again. Okay. This is how it works. If you want to contact them, you can send them an email. You can also phone them 0207 211 1500. Now I'll show you the consequences. If you are not a approved immigration advisor, what will happen. If you wanted to search this, you can also search this. Just write in the search section, court appearances, fraud and providing unlawful immigration advice. So these are the following people. This is just one set, by the way. There are loads and loads. Okay. This is just one set of this date I'm talking about. This was published in February 2023. Loads have been uploaded. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. Table of court appearances and warrants. Name, charges, status, outcome. So outcomes are not showing up because obviously they are still going on cases. David, Immigration and Asylum Act, providing immigration services when not qualified to do so. Warrant for arrest issued following a failure to attend Westminster Magistrate. Bhatu, that's what his name, South Hall, 3 immigration, not qualified to do so. 1 Immigration Asylum Act. It's usually the making dishonest false representation. So there are loads of people which I normally say in my YouTube videos, providing incorrect and guidance regarding the immigration, like they charging people money for providing the immigration guidance and all that. Danish Ali, Immigration Asylum Act. Mostly they are from the asylum because they do the dishonest false representation. Real Christopher, Immigration Asylum Act, Fraud Act, Thomas Dyer, London, Immigration Asylum again, Immigration Asylum Act. So these are the like Syed Gilani, Birmingham, Carlton Haddon, Risalat Hussain, Fraud Act, Section 1 and 2, making dishonest representation. So you can see there are loads of Sahan Khan Immigration Asylum Act. So in short, get the knowledge first, pass the exam, and then you can become an immigration advisor. Without that, you are not an immigration advisor. That's why in my videos I do put that I'm not an immigration advisor or a consultant of this field. I just provide, my main idea is to provide you guidance so you know you don't get scammed. And if you really need a lawyer, then go on gov.uk website, search on gov.uk all the people who can provide you the who are approved lawyers, because there are loads of lawyers as well, fake lawyers, like I just showed you there are. So if we write in the search section fraud on immigration, you can see that court appearances, investigate, lead, advisor, prosecution. So this is another one. Yeah, the Home Office assessment totaling 700,000 following her conviction. So there are loads of them which are providing the act like a lawyer, but they are not the lawyer. Loads of fake websites as well.